through the wins. So the Cardinals are at 8.5. Pretty tough spot. Probably would stay away from this one. They've got the NFC North, AFC South, Browns, Panthers, and Cowboys. Those are, they could probably lose two of those, and then as well as playing their division twice, which is the most brutal part. Yeah, I would stay away from this one. Take the under if you feel like betting on it, but I definitely would not. I think they're definitely the fourth place team in that division. And yeah, I think that the rest of their schedule, they've got a lot of losable games. Bears, Packers, Vikings, Colts, Titans, Browns, Cowboys. They could all lose. They could lose all those games. Odds are that they'll win a few of them, but those are all games where they could lose, and then they could lose every game in their division. Don't think they will either, but I just think that it's more than likely they go 8-9, 7-10, but also easily could go 9-8. I'm staying away from this one. Falcons at 7.5. I'm actually kind of liking that over. I think that the division is not that good. I think that they could beat the Saints. Definitely could beat the Panthers. Think maybe they could split against the Bucs, but probably not. And then looks like they're playing the NFC East, which is really good. Worst division in the NFC for sure. Oh yeah, and then they got the AFC East too. Yeah, they definitely could get over 7.5. And then who else they got? They got the AFC East, the NFC East, and then they got the Jaguars, the 49ers. That's tough. And the Lions. They could definitely easily beat the Lions and the Jaguars. And then NFC East and AFC East aren't too good. And then I think that they could split or go maybe even 4-2 in division. And yeah, I know they've got a new man in the house. They got Arthur Smith. Maybe we'll resurrect Matt Ryan somehow. Make Mike Davis look like a Walmart Derrick Henry. Probably not, but I do think the Falcons have a lot of winnable games. Looks like their spread is at -120, so it looks like a popular vote is also liking it. Ravens, definitely under. I don't even think we need to talk about this after what happened today. Schedule isn't easy by any means either. I believe they have the second hardest strength of schedule. They got NFC North, AFC West, and then the Colts, Dolphins, and Rams on top of their division games. Colts, Dolphins, and Rams, all tough outings. NFC North could go 3-1, could split. Probably won't go 4-0. AFC West, also pretty tough. Got the Chargers and the Chiefs. And I think they'll probably beat the Raiders and the Broncos. But in Division 2, it's no easy task. The Steelers and the Browns got to play both teams twice. I think 10 is about their ceiling. Also, I believe that if you hit 11, I don't even think it's a push or an under, no matter what you bet on, because it's not like if it's that or over. So I would only bet on ones that end in a half game. I'm pretty sure this is true. So if they go 11-6, everybody loses, I believe. So I shouldn't even be talking about any of these ones that are 11. But I would do the Bills over 11. But I would much rather it be 10.5. 11.5 would be a stretch. But yeah, I would take this. Definitely take it if it was 10.5. But yeah, I think that Bills getting 12 wins is kind of like it. Minus 120 though. That's a pretty tough one. I would see if it drops to 10.5 before Sunday. Maybe get it at 11 if you really like them. I really like them, but some people think that they may regress a little bit just because they don't really have much of a running game. But I think 11 is fair. Panthers, I would probably do the under for this one. Some people think they're going to be sneaky. I'm just not a believer in Sam Darnold, personally. Defense is coming together a little bit. Their schedule should be similar to the Falcons. But let's see what their other 3 games are. So they should have the AFC and NFC East, which it looks like they do. Their extra 3 games are... So they have the AFC East. Yep, they got the Jets and the Dolphins. And the NFC East, NFC South. Got the Cardinals. Cardinals, Texans. Texans should be an easy one. And the Vikings. Yeah. So, 7.5. I think the under's still a safe bet. I think that they might be the worst team, honestly. It's kind of a toss-up because Panthers, Saints, and Falcons are all sneaky. They probably all are around that 8-7 win total. But I think that I have more faith in the Falcons and the Saints. Not a big Sam Darnold guy. I think he maybe could be decent, but everybody's excuse for him is like, oh, he's been on the Jets, which I get. But I think that Panthers O-line kind of stinks too. He does have good receivers, but he had Robbie Anderson in New York as well. Do like DJ Moore though. Christian McCaffrey is injury prone, but fingers crossed he stays healthy. I would go with the under here. Bears, well, this one's tough. I'd stay away from this one just because we don't know how the quarterback room, well, not room, just the quarterback position in general, what it's going to look like. I think that if the Bears don't have Justin Fields starting by week 3, that they're pretty stupid, but it might happen if somehow Andy Dalton looks all right. I think their defense is slowly regressing. It's still going to be pretty good though. Yeah, it looks like the popular vote is the under, since it's at minus 120. I would probably stay away from this one though, just because teams with new quarterbacks, it's pretty tough. But yeah, I'd stay away. If I had to take one, I'd probably do the under. Bengals, I'd do the under for this one. Don't like that offensive line. It's the main reason. Little concerned about Joe Burrow's health and his confidence too. Apparently he's not looking good at camp, but we'll see. They've got a tough schedule too. All the AFC North teams have a brutal schedule. They got to play the NFC North and the AFC West, which is pretty tough. Let's see what their other 3 games are. So they got their division, which is already brutal. NFC North, manageable, but I think that the Vikings and Bears match up pretty good against them just because their O-line is so bad, and both those defensive lines are very good. Yeah, and I think they could easily lose to Packers, Bears, and Vikings, but we will see. I might be underestimating them. AFC West is tough too. Don't see them beating the Chargers or the Chiefs. Broncos defense might be too much for the O-line. So other games, they got the Jets, so that's easy. 49ers, tough. And then there should be one more. Oh, the other one is the Jaguars. So that, at least they play the Jets and the Jaguars. So maybe that's why it goes all the way up to 6.5. But I would still take the under. I don't think they're going to win many games against NFC North or the AFC West. Maybe go 2-2 in the AFC West and the NFC North, but I would not bet that. I think they'll go 1-3 in both. I think they lose most division games, and I think they should be able to beat the Jets and the Jaguars, but they have to win 7.5 for you to win this bet, or they have to win 7. They have to get over 6.5. So that is a bit of a stretch. So yeah, Bengals easy under 6.5. Cleveland Browns over 10.5. I'm kind of liking that. Think that they should be able to pick up that extra win now that Marcus Peters and Gus Edwards are probably out. And they do have a really tough schedule, but I think they're a really tough out, honestly. I think that they should be able to win most games in the NFC North, same for AFC West, most games in their division. And then their other 3 are the Patriots, Cardinals, and Texans. And so Texans are a gimme. I think they could beat the Patriots and the Cardinals, honestly. But even if they lose one of those, they'll still be in good shape. I think they could go for 11 this year. So that would be my pick. Cowboys, yeah, that one we don't even need to talk about, really. That's an easy under. It's minus 135. So it probably was just at 9, and it probably just got moved up. I would still probably take... if it was 8.5, I'd maybe take the over. But, yeah, definitely, I don't see them winning 10 games this year. No way. Broncos, 8.5. Minus 130 that they win 9 games. Is their schedule easy? So they got the AFC North, the NFC East, their division, Jaguars, Lions, and Jets. All right, that's why it's at 8.5. So NFC East, it's probably the easiest division to sweep, at least. AFC South does have the 2 worst teams, but I think that Eagles and Giants are pretty easy, and then Cowboys and Washington football team have their setbacks. But do I think that 8.5 is possible? That 9 is possible? They have to go through the AFC North and their own division. Though I should be able to beat the Jaguars, Lions, and Jets. Giants and Eagles, they should be able to beat. Maybe 1 or 2. Maybe 1 of 2 against the Cowboys and the football team. And that brings them to 6. And then they have the AFC North. They could win 1 of those and be at 7. You know, I think I would actually take the over. Because I think they could definitely beat the Raiders once or twice, the Chargers once. And that would bring them to 9. So I am going to say the over. Not a very confident over, but I think that I would probably... I wish it was at 5.5. Then I'd take the under. But it's pretty hard to bet on somebody going 4 wins, and I'm definitely not taking the over. Stay away. Packers, I would take the over on that one for sure. I know the schedule's kind of rough, but I think that they're an 11-win, 12-win team. They've only lost 6 games with Matt Ryan, Matt LaFleur, so they would have to lose more than his entire career, his 2-year career with the Packers, for them to not hit this over. Yeah. Schedule's a little tough this year, but I think that they're definitely at least 11, if not 12. Texans, 4. Yeah, I think that's about right where they are, honestly. Maybe I'd make a pick for it if it was 4.5, 3.5, but yeah, I'd stay away. Colts, 9. I would definitely stay away from this one. We have no idea what we're going to see from the Colts. And it's not even a half game bet either. It's either 10 or 8. I think Vegas has that one correct. Stay away. Jaguars, 6.5. Yeah, that's an under for sure. Minus 145. So the value's not that good. But I think that their schedule... I'm forgetting. So they have to go through the AFC East, which I think that'll be pretty tough. Don't see them beating the Dolphins or the Bills or the Patriots. And they have to go through the NFC West. Yeah. Easy under. Other 3 games... Bengals, Broncos, Falcons. Yeah, I mean, they could win a game or 2 there, but yeah. They're not getting 7 wins. There's no chance in hell. Kansas City, 12.5. I think the Chiefs' schedule is actually not too bad. AFC North, NFC East, Packers, Titans, and Bills. Though that's pretty tough, honestly, other than the NFC East. Division should be easy. So, let's see. Who could they actually lose to? They could honestly lose to the Packers, Titans, and Bills. They'll be favored in all those games, but they could lose each one. I think they'll go 2-1 there. I think that they'll probably go 3-1 in the NFC or the AFC North. They'll sweep the NFC East for sure. And I think they'll lose 1 division game. So that leaves them at 14-3. They could lose another one too, but I think 13 is pretty solid. I'd probably take the over, honestly. Even it's at plus 120, but Chiefs are looking good. Raiders, I would probably take the under, but I think 7's about where they are. But also, I wouldn't bet on it because it's at 7. Chargers, 9.5. I'm going over, honestly. Chargers, they got AFC North, NFC East. NFC East, they could sweep, I think. I think the O-line can hold their own. Well, enough that they'll probably still get kind of manhandled by Washington, but I think they could hold their own enough to win that game. Not saying that they're going to sweep the NFC East, but I think there's a possibility. I think AFC North they could split, and then I think they can go 4-2 in their division. And then I think that the Vikings, Texans, and Patriots, I think that they could possibly win 2 of those games. And that would be, if all that comes true, that would be well over 9. But that's overestimating. Even if a couple of those scenarios don't work out, it'd still be at 10. So, yeah, I'm really high on the Chargers this year. Like Brandon Staley. The Rams, 10.5. Ooh, it's plus value too. I think the Rams have a pretty brutal schedule though. Let me double check. NFC North, AFC South, Giants, Ravens, Bucs. Yeah, I think I'd take the Rams, honestly. If they lose both games to the 49ers or the Seahawks, or they just go 1-3 in those 4 games, it's going to be looking tough. But I think that in my eyes, I think that they're the best team in the NFC West. It is close, though. Let's see if anybody... There's no way the Seahawks are favored over them. 10.5. Okay, so it's all pretty close. Yeah, I think if you're going to take someone in there over 10.5, I'd feel safest with the Rams. That'd probably be the only one I'd bet on. Dolphins, that's under for sure. Not a big Tua guy. Like the rest of their team, though. Hopefully they prove me wrong. Vikings, 8.5. Over minus 160. Yeah, 8.5. I'd probably say that they're going to win 9. They've got the NFC West, AFC North, Cowboys, Panthers, and Chargers. So pretty brutal. I think that defense is a lot better this year. I think that they could split the AFC North. 1-3, maybe 2-2 NFC West. Probably 1-3. And then the Chargers, Cowboys, and Panthers. They could win all those games. I think they'll probably lose one against the Chargers, maybe the Cowboys. But yeah, I probably would take 8.5, the over 8.5 if it was like minus 110. But since it's minus 160, I'd stay away from it. You don't even get that much of your money back. It probably just moved down from 9. And that's why the odds are so in favor of the over. Saints, 9. I kind of like the Saints too. I'd probably stay away from this, maybe do the under. I think people are sleeping on them a bit though, but 9 is a stretch. It's kind of tough to bet on any of those teams other than the Bucs. I think we kind of just have to sit and watch it happen in that division. I think that nobody's going to be able to predict how the Saints, Falcons, and Panthers will work out. I think they're all sneaky, and we have no idea what we're going to get. Patriots, 9.5, over for me, for sure. I'm big on the Patriots this year. A lot of guys coming back from opt-outs. Mac Jones looks good. Belichick on a revenge tour a little bit. Probably didn't like seeing Brady leave and win a Super Bowl. I think that the Patriots should be able to win 10 games. Let's go over the schedule. They got the NFC South, the AFC South, which I think they'll be able to win a lot of those games. I think they'll be able to win a lot of in-division games too. And then their other 3 are the Cowboys, Chargers, and Browns, which is a little tough. I think that they can maybe take care of the Cowboys and Chargers, though. But I think that they easily can go 3-1 in the NFC South and the AFC South. Maybe go 2-2 in one of those. But if they go 3-1 in both those, they'll be at 6-2, and then they just need 4 more wins. Whether it's division or the Cowboys, Chargers, and Browns, they definitely could get there. Giants 7 under. Probably wouldn't take it though, since it's a whole number. 7.5 easy under. 6.5 probably stay away. Jets, another whole number. Wouldn't touch it. I'd take the under for the 6.5. This one is tough. I would stay away from this. I think that this is kind of a trap bet. You're not even getting good value, and 7 wins is a little bit of a stretch. So, yeah, I'm going to have to look it up. So they have, the 49ers, Chiefs, and Buccaneers. That does not look good. So I'm seeing they have the NFC South. Is it the AFC West that they also have? Yep. AFC West. Lions. Yeah, that's pretty tough. I don't think they're going to win 7 games. No chance in hell. Easy under. I don't know how they're favored at minus 150. But maybe their roster is still pretty good. I don't know. Steelers, I think that this is going to be an under for me. I think this is actually one of my favorite bets on here. They got a tough schedule. The number 1 toughest schedule. Kid you not. They got the NFC North, AFC West. Think that they maybe can split both those divisions. I think that they'll lose the Packers. I think they'll lose the Chiefs. Then they're going to lose to somebody else in the division. Could be 2. Vikings, Bears could easily win. And then the Chargers, Broncos, maybe Raiders, probably not. But I think one of those should win, maybe 2. And then in division, I think that they're probably going to go under 500. 3-3, absolute ceiling. Could be 2-4. Probably will be 2-4 in my opinion. And then their other 3 games, pretty tough. Seahawks, Titans, and Bills. I wouldn't bet on them winning any of those games. So yeah, I don't think they're going to win 9. It'll be Tomlin's first year under 500, as sad as it sounds. Yeah, so sorry Pittsburgh fans. 49ers, 10.5. I'd probably take the under here. Their schedule's pretty tough too. I think that 10 wins is about where they're sitting at for me. They've got to go through the NFC North, the AFC South. It's pretty easy, but I think the in-division games are really tough. I think their other 3 games are pretty tough as well. Well, Eagles aren't. So Bengals and Eagles. I might have to take the over, honestly. And then the Falcons. They can win all those, honestly. NFC North, AFC South. So let's say they split. Well, I think they should be able to go 3-1 in the AFC South and NFC North. That puts them at 6-2. Then they got the Eagles. Bengals and Falcons. I think that they should be able to win all those. So they're at 10-2, 9-2 from there. And then they just have to pick up 2 more in division. Um, I'm going to go with the over. But maybe stay away from that since I flip-flop that easily. This one, I'm going with the over. Actually, yeah, I think I'd go with the over, even at 10. So they have the AFC South and the NFC North as well. And then their extra games are the Steelers, Washington, and the... should be one more somewhere. Saints. Yeah, I'd probably take the over there. I think that the Seahawks, it'd be crazy if the Seahawks, but I guess 11 wins isn't the same now as what it once was. But I could see the Seahawks, 49ers both getting 11, Rams get 12 or 13, and then Cardinals maybe get beat down a little more than what people are expecting. But I don't know. People are really high on Kyler this year. Tampa Bay, 11.5. That's an easy over. Super easy. Don't even need to go over that one. It should be 12.5. I'd probably still take it then. Titans, 9. I'd probably take it at 9, not at minus 165. If it goes up to minus like 110 and then it's at 9.5, I'd probably take the over still. Titans are a good team. They're well coached. They have good players. I know they went like 9-7 like 3 years in a row or something, but last year they broke that curse. Think that they're only getting better. Yeah, nothing really more to say about that. Leave it alone at 9. Washington football team 8.5. I think I'd take the over, definitely. Aren't the Cowboys at like 9.5? Yeah. I think that Washington is disrespected a little bit. That's one I would take. Let me just go through all the ones that I would take. Cardinals stay away. Ravens under, unless it goes down to 10. Bills over. Panthers stay away. Bears stay away. Bengals under. Browns over. Cowboys under. Stay away. Stay away. Over. Stay away. Stay away. Under. Over. Stay away. Over. Over. Probably under, but probably stay away. Spread, or the money line is too high. Not enough value. Stay away. Saints, stay away. Patriots over. Giants, stay away. Jets, stay away. Eagles under. Steelers under. 49ers over. Seahawks, stay away. Actually, Seahawks over. Titans over. Football team over. So that was kind of a lot of them. Yeah, I think the one that I would probably be most confident in doing, Bucs. Bucs over. That one looked pretty good. New England over. I like a lot. Philly under. I like a lot. Steelers under. I like a lot. Where are they? Tampa Bay. Oh, I didn't even show it. Tampa Bay, yeah. 11.5. I would try to get a spread that's over 12.5, and it might be like plus like 130, and I would do that, honestly, over that. So yeah, that's it. As I said, for the game tonight, if I was to make a bet, it would be first half over 26. Maybe the Cowboys plus 9.5, but probably not. I think it could get ugly, but I do like the over. I like them to score a lot of points. Yeah, 52.5 is not bad, but yeah, that'll be my pick. I don't think I'm going to make that bet, but that's what I would pick. But yeah, that's it. Tomorrow I'll be coming out with some against the spread picks for the weekend. Maybe have a stardom sit-em video if I have it in me before Sunday. But yeah, good luck in fantasy for your game tonight. Not really a whole lot of guys I'd sit tonight. Maybe like Tony Pollard. I don't think anybody with Zeke's going to be sitting him, even though I think Zeke's not going to have a very good game tonight. Zach Martin's not playing, and then Bucs defense, you know how I feel about them. But yeah, not worried about... I wouldn't sit any receiver on the Bucs or the Cowboys. Wouldn't sit Michael Gallup, wouldn't sit Antonio Brown. I think they'll both do fine. But I feel like most of you probably maybe have those guys as your flex or not even have them. But yeah, I don't think they're going to be limited at all. But yeah, that's it for this video. Thanks for watching. Be on the lookout for those two that are coming before Sunday. And I'll see you in the next one.